5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. Do you remember?
1-5, I don't know. 154 maybe. Put the day, Doctor Away, all that good stuff. 155 tomorrow. Hello there. Hope everyone's good. It's a bit earlier, it's a bit more perky, and I think it's the first time in probably a long time I've actually just had some good, much needed energy. Because for so long it's been this whole like, hey guys, it's I think it's 1:45, and it is quite late right now. It's 2 in the morning, so and it's kind of like been that for a while. So got some much needed energy back. Have got work tomorrow, but it's not too much of an early start. Um, but an early start nonetheless, and not enough of one to fuck me up. So not ideal. Although money is ideal, and we do like that. Although we won't be seeing any of it for a while. That's the thing about work. It's like money is great, but like it'd be great if you could get paid like the day you worked, because it's like you don't reap the rewards of it for like another month, and it's just like it feels almost like you've done 29 days of work, well, not 29 days for like, but you've done like a month of work, and it's like you've done it all for nothing until the day they pay you. You've done that all just for like the goodness of your heart, just doing it, for like nothing. It's kind of weird. Like I'm sure there's a reality where that where you could be paid daily. I'm sure it'd be a lot. Like I know it's like probably a lot to process or whatever, but like it'd create more jobs, I guess. Like someone would have to keep up with that. It could just be someone's job or get the machine to do it. Like weekly pay, I think it's a beautiful thing. And I know some people are like, oh, they like the whole monthly thing. They budget better. They're less of a spender person. But I've never really had problems with refraining from spending. And me personally, I love a bit of weekly pay. It is like a constant reward for a smaller reward, but it keeps you going. When I was working like a lot of the retail jobs that I hated the most, like the ones where I was getting paid weekly, I managed to keep longer. The monthly stuff, it's like I'm not seeing this for long enough, and I'm losing interest, and I'm losing the end goal here. I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's dimming, and I would lose the job, either poor work, quit, fired, whatever it is, all of them, all of the above. So I love weekly and a daily thing. I mean, because to me, it's like sometimes I sit around and I add up all the shifts I've done, and I'm like, oh, I did this odd job here, I did that odd job there. I try and add it all up, and I'm like, okay, take off tax of this and this and that, and that probably equals to this. So like, technically, I have this much money right now. Although in my bank account looks very sad. Although technically, I'm not broke. Technically, for the jobs I've worked, I will eventually have this much money, but it's like, unless it's in my bank account, I just don't believe I have it. Even if I have cash in hand, I'm kind of like, because I never use cash. So like, if I have like a £50 note in my hand. Let's make the numbers really simple. Let's say I had a £10 note in my hand and a £10 note. No, not a note, but £10 only in my bank account, right? I would be like, oh, I have £10. Like if the money's not in my account, like when I have like £50, if I just have money on me, I'm like, I just don't want this. I just hate having this. It's got to be in the account, and then it feels legit. It feels real. So it's like, I look at my account right now. I'm like, it's a pretty sad sight. It's pretty ugh. But it's like technically for all the jobs I've worked, my money's actually okay at the moment. Especially considering like not long ago I was like bad on the money front. Like I was in another country. I landed in the other country with basically zero. Like I was just like, it was just like, like when it's like a struggle, like can I even get about, and you have to like think, can I even travel here? Like I'm not gonna be able to. Like that was. If I had to go, like, I couldn't even afford to get like the train, so like I'd have to walk to a different station where it would be easy to bump trains, so like you could just go through the gate and no one would see. Or like I remember you just have to like, oh, it's a job interview, it's this far away and you can't afford to get there. It looks like I'm walking. How long's the walk? 2.5 hours. I guess I've got a free day. We'll just walk it. It's midday. I can sit out at like 10. I'll get there. I'll try and turn it into a nice stroll. And it's just like, oh, it ain't it. The only issue is that the job I work now is like there's no fixed payday. So like, it's not like, well, I have like another part-time job where it's like I get paid, but you get paid at the end of the next month. So all the work you do in May doesn't get paid at the end of May. It will get paid at the end of June. So it's like if you're working consistently, you don't notice it, because once you're working consistently, you're still getting paid every month. But for your first like month you work there, you have to work for 2 months basically before you get that payment. And it's the kind of job where you can work the shifts you choose. So I only started doing it again recently, which means all the shifts I've done like a month ago, I still haven't been paid for yet. I'll get paid for those. And like, this is just so uninteresting, I know. But in like six, whenever the end of this month is, I'll finally see the payments for that. And then the other job I do It's like you could be paid whenever. You're probably going to get paid anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks, maybe even longer. Like I got one payment like 10 weeks, not been paid for it. And it's just random. It will drop at any time. It's just one of those things. It's just like, it's not ideal when you're like needs money and like, God, when is this going to drop? I need this here. I'm struggling here. Will I be able to pay for that there? But then once you get yourself to a point where you have decent money and you have decent money coming in fairly consistently, then it's like, it's not so much of a worry about, are they going to pay me in 6 weeks time or 7 weeks time? Like, it doesn't really matter at that point, because you're like, you're more fluid with it. And that's nice. Yesterday we was talking about Mason Mount, his like stalker and all that kind of stuff, which was just weird. I failed to mention, by the way, I didn't know this was a fact, but not only was she stalking him, changed her number 21 times, sent him, calls herself like Devil Baby or something, also stalking Billy Gilmore, and like knew them both through Ben Chilwell. She was a, I guess, self-titled Percy Pink, what's it called? Percy Pig's OnlyFans girl. Which is, if you know how most things work on OnlyFans, you can probably see where this is going. She would sit, like, we've got people who bottle their farts. We've got people who, like, there was never a girl who like was admitted into hospital recently because she was farting too much each day, or like some shit like that. It's like her whole job is she would just sit and make farting videos, and she was like farting too much, and she had to go to hospital for like overdose of farts or something. Yeah, so she sits here and will just eat Percy Pigs on camera, which I don't know how that people like that. M&S, it's like, oh, fancy. But I don't get it. But that's just a fact about her. That's what she does. And she gets like 50 grand off it. I don't know if that was a month, a year. You can get crazy money off OnlyFans. So like, you wouldn't be too surprised even if it was a month, 50 grand a month just eating Percy Pigs. But hey, I guess you've gained the system. Well, not anymore. Now you're in prison because you're stalking people, which is a bit crazy. 21 though. So wow, it's a roller coaster. It's crazy. And today I was just like looking through clips. Like, sometimes like you remember like a clip. You're like, oh, how did that quote go? I love that thing. Or I love that moment. Or I love that needle drop. Or I love that whatever. And you want to try and find the clip on Twitter, right? And then you watch it and it suggests you other clips from that movie. And then before you know it, you're basically just watching the whole movie, but through clips on YouTube. It's like School of Rock, man. School of Rock. Like, if you ain't seen it, it's such a great film. Like, I'm been on Letterboxd in a while, although I do like have an account which is basically just an app where you can like log in films you've seen. You can give them like a rating out of 5 stars, which I despise. If you don't know, why would people know that? I don't like 5-star. I prefer a 1 to 10 scale. I'll even take a 1 to 100 scale. It's basically the same thing. 1 to 5 stars. It's just, I don't like that bullshit. But you can give a film 1 to 5 stars. You can like leave little reviews. I'm not like hardcore like that. I just like to put the films in that I've seen, and like I'll give them a 1 to 5 star rating. And if I look at my top, like when I was at work the other day, or just in general, right, when people ask and it's like, oh, what's your favorite films and stuff, I just go into my head and I think, oh, what are the ones at the top of my Letterboxd again? And it usually literally is, it's like Ratatouille, which is genuinely one of my favorite films of all time. Ratatouille is fucking sensational. School of Rock, and then it just gets round. Like, it's like everyone else is giving their answers, right? And they're going like, oh no, I really loved like Prisoners, or I really loved like Seven, or I really loved like Shawshank Redemption, or I really loved like Pulp Fiction. Like, all saying stuff like that. And it comes to you and it's like, I'll say something like Ratatouille. And then it's kind of like, oh, this guy's giving a joke. Can't say, yeah, sure you like it, but it's not, whatever. Oh, this guy doesn't really. It's like, I just really like Ratatouille. It just is good. And School of Rock, oh man, I was going back through the clips today, and it's just like, I think there's something to be said for the fact it's obviously not like the best film ever like crafted, but like I obviously don't take that kind of bullshit into account when I'm actually just saying what my favorite thing is. Obviously that would be insane. But it's probably I would say it's probably definitely the film I've seen most, just subject to watching it that many times. And I was just like, I actually do like this. I've probably seen it like 9 times, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I felt like it's quite a lot of times. I don't really rewatch films at all. So like in second place is probably like Ratatouille with 5, and then after that it's probably, I literally, after I see a film once, I rarely ever see it again. So maybe 12 times, I don't know, all the way through, but like I've seen it enough where I can quote that film so well. Like I know so many lines from it. Oi, turkey sub. cello, it's a bass. That's only two, but it's usually Jack Black stuff. I don't know. There's just so many great lines, and it's more situational. Like I feel like Jack Black. He's just so great. I was trying to think of more School of Rock lines, so I can't think of any. I mean, I can think of some. I feel like I could basically read the whole script out. School of Rock is just that. It's that film. And I do like other films. Like, for sure, you want me to give you the actual, like, you want me to give you like the film answer, which is in the same vein of what you're saying. Fine. The Truman Show is great. I love Interstellar. I love MCU wise Infinity War and and Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming's good, and Dune was great. I saw that like a year ago. You should say that. Anything else? It's hard. I would consider myself as someone who has a passion for films, a big fan of films. But when you ask me what are your favorites, I'm like, I can name like six. Or we're like, how many films did you see last year? I'm like, maybe like six. It's like I really don't watch them or like have as many that I love as much as like my idea. Like I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's like if you ask me, especially at the moment, like what are the three things you're mainly into? In a broad sense, I would say films. I'd also say probably sports that encapsulates like football, Formula One, and then I'd probably say, you know what? And then I'd say this, content, podcast. Because I love, making it. I love listening to them. I love listening to them, man. It ain't good for my brain. It definitely ain't good for my brain. But I'll go to bed with one in my ear. I know it's definitely not good to just have something. I wake up and like it's like, and that's why, and that's how he got away with the murder of his 7 kids. And it's like, it's just now it's auto played onto something completely different that I just don't listen to, and it's just still playing in my ear. And it's like, everyone dreams apparently, but like I don't really remember any of my dreams, and dreams I do have are just very normal. It'd just be like normal life, like getting up, going to work, and then coming home. So I don't have like dreams basically. It's very rare I have like a crazy dream. Which is weird because it's like I'm being fed constant like fuel for dreams. No, like if I have earphones in, it's like stuff being sprayed into my brain. But I think when I'm asleep, my brain's basically just like it's impenetrable. Like I'm a very deep sleeper, and nothing's really getting in that thick, dense skull of mine once I'm conked out. But yeah, and I was also looking up at things today. Actually, this is all over the place, but I got energy. I was looking at the upcoming slate of Marvel films because I remember like a couple days ago I was talking about Marvel films and how it's like whether you just watched a really good one or a really bad one, like it doesn't mean this could be like a change in the swing of the pendulum or whatever I'm trying to say. Like if you watched Guardians of the Galaxy, it doesn't make sense to be like, oh well, we just had a good one, so hopefully now that's gonna like start a shift in like momentum. Like momentum's not gonna change. Half of these films have been filmed already or decided already, or like they're either gonna be good or bad. Like regardless of how good or bad Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is, like the Marvel film is already going to be what it is, and the Captain America New World Order is already going to be what that is. But I was curious because I was like, after this now, Guardians of the Galaxy, is there anything I'm actually looking forward to? Like, and not really talking TV shows because I'm yet to be like blown away impressed by any of the TV shows yet. I think they've been mid to okay at best. So I was looking for like the upcoming films, and it was like immediately with the November film in the Marvels, I'm like, okay, no, don't want that to drop. No, I'm not looking forward to that, and I don't think it's going to be good. I'm just going to be real. Although I don't think it's going to be bad in the way like Thor was bad. Like I think there's going to be a group of people who bat for the movie and say it was actually quite good and liked it or liked elements of it or thought it was just okay. Or I think there'll be people who like it, but I just know I won't like it. And I probably won't end up seeing it in the cinema. Like I might, but like it's probably going to be another Ant-Man deal where I don't end up seeing it in the cinema and I just wait till Disney Plus because I didn't see Ant-Man in the cinema. Watched it on Disney Plus, and I was probably a lot less mad after finishing it because I didn't go through the like I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna try and get my host, I'm gonna try and give it a chance, I want to sit down here with the lights off and the food and the drink and then be like shit. So maybe because I just watched it at home and it was more just like I could laugh at how goofy or bad or lame I thought it was and underwhelming. But the Miss Marvel thing, so yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, no, not excited for that. What else? After that, I think it was immediately, I think next year, April, it might have been the Captain America film, which I wasn't even definitely sure they was making. But then, I don't know, I clicked on, I was like, okay, here's the director, who's in it, this and that. It's like, Sebastian Stan is rumored to be in it, it's not confirmed. Um, Anthony Mackie leading a film. I don't really know what to like. I don't really know what to think. Like, a part of me is like, if it's the same vibe as a TV show, it's just probably gonna be pretty mid. But then I'm like, they don't really miss the Captain America films, and if they, but then again, it's not gonna be directed by the same directors, and it's just like, I don't know. It's up in the air. It could be cool. So I was like, okay, that's something there. And then I don't know what it went into next. There's a couple of TV shows. It was like Armor Wars was in there. I remember sprinkled through. Um, Ironheart. And then I remember one of the films was Thunderbolts, which Thunderbolts, the name is kind of lame, just thinking about it now, actually. But like, it has got a cast that I am kind of fucking with. Not loving, not necessarily loving. I really don't like this new Fontaine character with like the purple streak in her hair. She just looks goofy, which kind of throws me off sometimes. Actually, honestly, I am so like, whatever the word is. What's it called when you're like shallow? Not shallow. That would make it sound like, no, that's not the right word. But like, I know myself, and it probably is the fact that if she didn't have that purple streak in her hair, like, I would just like the character more. But yeah, I let that kind of stuff cloud me sometimes. But yeah, she's like the leader of it. It's got the US Captain America in it. The main reason I'm actually like kind of looking forward to and excited for it is when Stephen Yeun signed on. Because I like him as an actor and I think he's cool, and I like to see him as a part of stuff. It's being directed as the same guy who directed Beef, which is cool, which Stephen Yeun's in. That being said, Chloe Zhao won an Oscar for Nomadland and directed Eternals, and a lot of people found it boring. And what you can't deny about Eternals, though, on a couple of rewatches, looking at clips of that the other day, is it has got a lot of beautiful shots in it. It's just a bit slow and boring, and the cast is too big, and not that I don't know if like the assortment of actors they had was maybe the best choices when I think about it now. I don't know if I would. I don't know about Emma Chan. I don't know about. I don't even know their names. The Asian guy. You know, both Asian guys. I mean, I know one of them was there for humor and stuff. I thought the humor in the movie was pretty flat. I mean, Icarus is like boring in the same way Emma Chan is boring, but I guess that's like that's the character he's playing. Let's just talk about who I actually thought was maybe good castings in it. Barry Keoghan's good. Brian Tyree Henry's, I think, good casting. I think Sprite is good casting. I think it's more just how she's used in the film. But I think the kid was good enough. Angelina Jolie, I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't like her whole character and the whole Mad Worry stuff. But, you know, to be honest, Barry Keoghan's performances and stuff was my favorite part of the film. I don't know why I'm talking about Eternals right now, but the point is just that, you know, Chloe, you can bring in these great directors, but if they just get Marvelified, then the film's just not going to be it. I think the MCU are never going to fully let like some art house crazy director come in and have full reign of a property. So that formula will probably just never work, just trying to get in someone like that, because they're never fully going to give them control anyway. But they are going to give control to someone who is creative or a bit more out there, but in a superhero space. So someone like James Gunn is going to walk in and do the superhero thing, and they're going to give him full control because he's a superhero guy and he's that kind of guy. But they're never going to kind of let full creative control go to someone like Chloe Zhao. So it's just never really going to work, and that's kind of why you get left with maybe what Eternals was, which is like a weird middle ground, weird thing. Even though that being said, I'd like rather stomach Eternals than like, honestly, Thor, Doctor Strange, the second one, and Ant-Man even. Yeah, not a great. Are we in phase 5 now? I don't even know. I think we might be well on our way to phase 6, which is so weird. Like we're so like into the next phase, the next storyline, but we're just so much less excited than it was for like the whole Thanos. I hate how I said that. Thanos. How do you say it? Thanos. Okay, I hate how this is coming out of my mouth right now. But that whole thing, like Kang is not cool. I'm sorry, he's lame. He's boring, and Jonathan Majors is low key, high key cancelled. He's like a in court or whatever right now, so that ain't ideal for them. Maybe they'll pivot, maybe they won't. I don't know. I'm not their rep. I don't know why I'm talking like I am. This was 1-5. I completely forgot what was this. This is either 1-3, 1-5-3, or 1-5-4. I'm going to go with 1-5-4, which means I'll see 1-5-5.
Here with the kids, and they have like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,